Hello boys and girls, my name is White Rhino PSO, and today I'm driving to Olding. In reality, I'm playing the Consuming Shadow. In silhouette, a figure by the side of the road seemed to take on several monstrous qualities until it was illuminated by my headlights and I could see that it was an old man, hunched over and clad in trailing rags, flagging me down. He leans close to the car, and I get a complete view of his craggy face, his mad staring eyes, and the crust gathering at his mouth and nostrils. Ugh. With a gap-toothed grin and bony hand gesture, he seems to want me to open my window. Now, this is an event that happened in the previous attempt to record this game, and when I put the window down, he grabbed for my eyes and started speaking in Latin, and I lost sanity. That's the last thing I need to have happen right now. So, I'm just going to continue on my way. I've made it to Olding. Survey says... Nope, it's just a normal town. I only have $6 though, so I'm not going to go for supplies, even though... Yeah, some hill is messed up. I might be able to fight something off in there, but I'm not sure. I have gotten a whole lot of information about the gods themselves, but I don't have the full banishment ritual, and I don't know which one is actually trying to get in. But I got a text from the family member. I know that what you're doing is important. I don't know how I know, but I feel it. Do what you have to do, and make sure you come back to us. So I gain 6 sanity out of that, which is nice. I made it to some hill. Bad news bears. Ever since I crossed the town limits, I have felt the sensation of being watched by black, unwelcoming eyes. I have heard numerous inhuman noises, almost like a chitinous giggling, that stops every time I attempt to trace it to its source. I was walking past a brick house when what I believe was the chimney crashed to the floor, mere yards behind me, and I glanced up in time to see something hop out of sight. My hair hasn't stopped standing on end since I arrived. Eventually, I glimpsed one of the less subtle creatures enough times that I was able to start pursuing it. I ran, keeping the indistinct shape in the center of my view as best I could, and it led me to its home. I was led to a thickly forested area that I think may once have been a memorial garden before the shadow's perversity infected the foliage. Many distressing noises rustle out from between the trees. Am I prepared to root out the infestation? Why not? Find and clear out the 3 rooms where minions of the shadow are congregating. That's a lot of rooms. Alright. I'll do the normal bullets for now. Nothing here. Damn it. What do you give me? 3 bullets. 3 standard bullets. Further. Oh, that's unpleasant. Dented old cash box with £3. Oh. That, I think, was lucky. Anxiety seems to be getting the better of me. Place is infested with creatures from the shadow. The only option is to find and exterminate however many of them remain. That, though, tells me that I did get 1 out of the 3. You know, I'm gonna try it. Agon EU, huh? Agon EU? Alright. Get out of here. Alright, so I got night vision, which is not necessarily a big help. I found an ancient 9mm pistol with 3 usable bullets. Ancient? Like, how old is this thing? walls of the cave were absolutely covered in the rune commonly pronounced as shum, each one daubed in chalky yellow paint by what I sincerely hope are human fingers. So now I know shum is yellow, but I already knew shum is yellow. God damn it, game. I'm on the edge of sanity right here. Cuz, give me it. No. No sanity. Oh. That's not... Because I know that I've been gravely wounded. Oh, what the balls. I know that when an enemy hits you, you lose sanity. But now I'm so low on sanity that... give me another cuz. Okay, I gained a tiny, tiny bit of sanity out of that. That's a lot of dudes. Shit. There's a corpse here. Their body is so horribly diseased that a violent bursting and swelling of boils appears to have been fatal. Cleared the Shadow's minions from another area, but I can still faintly hear the skittering movements. This dungeon's not going well. I found a small portable first aid kit, which I was able to remedy some of my cuts and scratches. Ooh, and I made it to slide mode for a second there. Oh, what the balls. God. Killed the last of the horrors. Dented old cash. Dented old cash. Most of the engraving was too weathered to read the full banishment mantra, but the first symbol was almost certainly ew. Okay, so they're not chasing me out. Banishment is ew, God's name something, cuz. Tell me it's time for sanity. No, no it is not. For some reason a perfectly functional lockpick has been left here, perhaps to be recovered later. 3 armor-piercing bullets, perhaps left over from some sort of police action? Alright. So now it is time to beat feet. I am at 0 out of 64 sanity. That worries me. No magic wand has been waved over the town to remove the taint of the shadow, but with the infestation removed, it is certainly quieter. I make my way back to the car, hoping that what remnant of this town's population survives will get back on their feet. Now then. It is time for more drugs. And my medkit's now empty. I'm 1 bullet below what I need for another medkit. Oh, this is not good. Where am I even going? Sawbury. I was drawn by the sight of illuminated windows and discovered a petrol station isolated from surrounding buildings. Through the glass in the front door, I can't see any signs of life, but there may be supplies inside. Experimentally, I tried the doorknob. It isn't locked, but I find myself hesitating before I go any further. I need money. I quickly became reluctant to explore the place further when I saw the corpse on the hallway floor. The flesh was a ruin, as if multiple species had been picking it clean for days. Just as I was about to leave, however, I noticed a scrap of paper on the body's hand. It contained directions to Lawholm and details on some kind of secret operation. If this information was worth dying for, then it's certainly worth investigating. Burchester's messed. No way am I making it to Lawholm in 8 hours. So I guess continue on to Sawbury. and I'm slowly dying because of this wound. You've received a text from the Ministry of Occultism. Burchester has fallen to the shadow. You wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you? Actually, I just realized it costs 10 for a wound. So I'm going to try and quickly make it to that W town. I've got sightings of enemy minions in Dinton that need exterminating. If you have the time to sort this out, you won't go unrewarded. This is getting down to the wire. I've made it to Waterham. The hospital says I am no longer bleeding, but now I really don't have enough money to fill my medkit. I think this is going to be a I guess I'll try for Denton. I don't know. I've got 7 hit points. I've got 0 sanity once you get past the drugs that I put in my face. I am greeted with a startling scene in the middle of the road. A large man clutching a large and vicious kitchen knife, standing over a terrified woman, apparently his spouse. He announces that he is convinced that she is possessed by the darkness, something I cannot verify from where I stand. He moves to stab her through the heart. I have only seconds to act. Technically, I have as long as I want on this screen. Now, just like in FTL, there are certain options that will only be viable if you have a certain item or a certain crew member in that game. So, I don't really know. I think Inspect the Wife is one that usually works, but I have a stab-proof vest, so I'm going to use that. Intercepting the knife thrust is a jarring and painful experience, but with the protection of the stab-proof vest, it has no further effect, except, that is, to confront the husband with the harsh reality of what he is attempting. The wife is fully human. They hug, and the sight warms my heart. They are astounded by my bravery, and while I try to explain that anyone can be courageous in armor, I am quite unable to escape without accepting 21 pounds in thanks. Now... Oh, I'm already going to Finzel. This might salvage this somewhat. I gained a little bit of sanity because they were real happy. Now I can go to town and refill my medkit and immediately go lay in my car like friggin' James Bond and heal myself. But now my medkit is empty again. I'm gonna head further on to Dinton, which I'm pretty sure I skipped last time, but I'm not sure why. Text from an unknown number. We know where your children sleep. They will be eaten first, greased and spit roasted alive as they howl for their father. I'm pretty sure I saw that one earlier again this same run. Sadly, this game is real great, but if you play more than one run in a single day, then you're almost guaranteed to see some of the same events. As soon as I arrive, I see creatures of the shadow infesting the streets, attacking wantonly. The people are making a valiant effort to fight them off, but the struggle could go either way. I am prepared to lend my effort to the resistance. I am surprised I didn't take any damage from that. Thankfully, my small contribution was enough to turn the tide, and I am able to give advice on future defense. The local authorities are grateful, and when I none too discreetly mention the posted reward, they seem happy to pay it promptly. I'm up to 30 again. Alright, so another medkit, which I will immediately get in the car and use. Where the hell do I want to go now? I think I'm going to beeline for the bottom left corner. And I might be able to get something done on the way and get some more information. I come heart-stoppingly close to running over a person sprawled out in the middle of the street. They are clearly alive, judging by the way they shake and gibber violently. This is either a fresh possession by the shadow or someone in the throes of a comparatively ordinary illness. I will try to help him. Trying to remember some medical training, I attempt to keep his jaws apart. As I do so, a hideous whip-like A hideous whip-like limb bursts from his mouth and slashes me across the face. I spend the next few minutes pounding the remains of the poor soul's head into the road with the soles of my shoes. I scold myself for being too trusting and get back in the car nursing my cuts. So, I hurt myself again. Longholm has fallen to the shadow. Once again, that one was way across the entirety of the United Kingdom. There was no way I was going to make it there in time. I guess I'll just go for broke. I made it to some hill. I'm going to try again for Sawbury. Actually, no. Stop. Stop. It worked in the past to make a last-ditch effort and go straight to Stonehenge. I might be able to pull it off again. I have happened upon a small country church where a number of locals have taken shelter. From the indistinct words drifting out of the entrance doors, it seems like some kind of sermon is taking place. I am finding the prospect of peaceable human contact extremely enticing. I'm going to listen, even though this has been a bad thing in the past. I should have realized the moment I entered the room. This is no gentle Christian sermon, but an attempt to appease one of the loathsome beings that torment our world. I should have recognized the symbol on the altar. As the priest's talk turns to the most hideous blasphemy, I finally become aware of the suspicious glances I had been earning since my arrival. When I rose to leave, the sermon stopped. Other people stood. Something grabbed me around the arm, and that was the last thing I remember. They left me my watch, so I know how much time has passed, but I don't know where I am. There's a corpse here. They're scarcely recognizable as human. Their body is little more than a mass of oozing deformity. Where in the hell? Alright, Agony EU time. Cost me some sanity. In a pile of useless metal implements, I found a small tool that could function as a lockpick. Shum it up. A little bit more sanity. Good, good. Record a small handful of 3mm bullets. Sorry, 3 9mm bullets. Because 3mm seems kind of weird. I have a little bit more time before I get to end the video, so I am going to explore just a little more. Piles of useless metal. I found another lockpick. This place is... The further you get, or the longer you get in the game, the bigger the dungeons become. Strangely, each of the tribes I have studied independently links the name of Chzo and Yahtzee, the implication being that the two have a close bond, perhaps as siblings or consorts, or both. I already knew that. Thank you, game. 'Cause more sanity back. Come on. Come on. Boop, boop, boop. 3 armor-piercing bullets, which puts them up to my most amount. Another victim of the shadow. Come on. Help, I've been imprisoned by the cult of Cathoth. They locked me in a filthy weeblet. I can hear them cursing some enemy god, chanting Shum. I already knew that. That's a lot. 3 pages of information, most of which I figured out on my own already. Wow, this place is very strange shaped. Alright, come on. You. What do I got? 3 armor-piercing bullets. Already had that. I'm already full up on them. That actually did decent damage. Standard rounds. Return to the car. 13 hours left. My car is waiting for me just outside. I don't know if they intend to use it or thought there was something important inside it, but I'm not about to question Providence. There's a guy in Finzal asking for someone to bring him a locksmith's kit. Not sure what it's about. If you have the time to sort this out, you won't go unrewarded. Alright. Now the locksmith kit is how you unlock another of the characters. It's a specific item, kind of like how the stab-proof vest was a specific item, and you have to bring it to Finzal, but that's the reason they give you such a big time limit on it, because it takes having the item and then getting there, so usually people want to do that. Actually, it looks like my time limit for this video is over. So, as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.